Hi, this is Katie. Don't mind, I have like 8 drinks over there on my nightstand. Don't mind that. I am back using a different camera. And so let me know how the video quality is, how the lighting is, everything like that. I'm back on a Sony, not my GoPro right now. So I know that if I move, it might be really shaky, but what I'm about to film right now is going to be stationary, so it should be fine. I'm actually about to go make dinner. It is like 7 o'clock at night, I think, and I'm about to go make dinner. And this is gonna be one of the last dinners that I'm eating before I have to really drastically change my diet again. And so I just kind of want to show you what I'm making and then what I'm going to be throwing out and not purchasing anymore. So let's go downstairs. Oh, this is a vlog, by the way. We're just going to be vlogging a little bit today. But yeah, let's go downstairs and make some dinner. Okay, how's that? I put my hoodie on, even though I forgot to put slippers on when I came downstairs. Anyway, okay, so if you guys don't already know, I'm gonna give you a 5-second recap on my health. I have a lot of digestive issues and I have an esophagus disorder. And so I've been on a really strict diet. I've been off of gluten for the past 10 years, but then the last year I've also been off soy, dairy, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts, seafood, shellfish, tomatoes, and mushrooms for almost the past year, maybe the past 10 months or so. But I actually have to change my diet again to be even stricter. I'm going to still eat the food that I have in the house. And then basically, once the food that I have in the house is gone, I'm not going to repurchase anything that is something that I can't really eat. You know what I mean? But basically, what I'm gonna have to end up doing is like next week, my diet is really only going to be meat, fruit, honey, and salt. So no vegetables, no spices, nothing like that. No grains, no processed foods, and no potatoes. I still might be able to eat sweet potatoes. Maybe, I think maybe, at least for this specific diet that I'm gonna be trying, but no regular potatoes, no processed foods, no more of my cereal. That is gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, whatever, but I have to cut all this stuff out for at least a few weeks to see if just meat and fruit helps with my digestion and my inflammation and stuff like that. Is it confusing? Yes. But I'm just telling you, there's an ant. Hold on. Okay, gross. Why did I even try to kill it with my finger? I mean, I did kill it. I successfully just killed an ant with my finger. That was gross. Why did I do that? Why didn't I get a paper towel? Anyway, it was just one of those tiny little ants. Anyway, so my diet as of next week is going to change pretty drastically again, but I still do have a couple things like potatoes and chicken nuggets that do have spices in them that I am going to eat over the next few days. And then basically the next time I go to the grocery store, I'm only going to be buying meat, fruit, salt, and honey, except I have a bunch of honey and I have a bunch of like the plastic free salt or low plastic salt or whatever it's called. Hold on, I have it, let me show you. Because apparently sometimes even salt can be bad. Yeah, plastic free salt. Is this a marketing ploy? I don't think so. I do think that some of like the basic salt that we use could have microplastics in it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm just trying to figure out what's right for me. I just want to take you along a little bit on this like food journey that I'm having. And so again, tonight I do have a couple potatoes, and this is probably gonna be like the last day that I eat potatoes for a long time, if not potentially forever. Like basically if I go on this really strict diet of just meat and fruit and I realize that I feel a lot better, then I'm gonna stay strict with it, you know? Like, yeah, it could be hard and it could be annoying and it could be discouraging sometimes, but if it helps me, then I don't care. You know, I don't care if something's difficult. If it works, that's more what I care about. If it's right, if it's good, that's more what I care about, even if it ends up being difficult and stuff. So that's still to say that I am gonna have a couple more meals with some of the foods that I am gonna eventually have to cut out. Just because I already have them, I don't wanna waste food. Is that a smart idea? I don't know, but it's what I'm doing. So I have a potato that I'm probably gonna make some French fries. I have an air fryer. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what air fryer I have yet because I'm testing it out to see if I even like it and would recommend it. But I do have an air fryer. I'm gonna chop up this potato and then I am going to, hold on. I almost dropped it. I didn't, but I almost dropped it. I have a little bit of ground beef left over from like 2 days ago. So this is just like a base layer with some potato. And then I'm probably also going to make, what else am I gonna put with that? It needs like a flavor. Oh, of course. I'm gonna make some bacon. So I'll have like a beefy bacon potato thing. I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna make some bacon, heat this up, And I'm just gonna chop this up into French fry shape and then put it in the air fryer. So I'm not really gonna show you a ton of the cooking, but that's all I'm gonna do. But again, let me know like how the lighting is, how the quality is. I am 95% sure that the quality of this camera is a million times better than my GoPro, which I've been using the last few months. And so you might be like, Katie, why aren't you just using this camera all the time then if the quality is better? It's because the stabilization on this camera is trash. Even when I have the stabilization like on high, it is trash on this camera. And like I've Googled everything, I've asked people, and they're all just kind of like, no, the stabilization on that camera is just not very good. And so now what I think I'm gonna do from now on is like anytime the camera is just sitting in one place and I'm not holding it, I'll probably use this camera. But anytime I'm walking outside vlogging or anything like that, I will use my GoPro, or like driving footage, anything like that, I'll use my GoPro. So I might be using both cameras for some of my videos. But I just hope the quality is better on this one, because the quality on my GoPro was starting to bother me, like how like grainy it looked. I'm gonna make one thing very clear. My beliefs when making a goal are to start the goal as quickly as humanly possible. And that does not mean accomplish the goal as quickly as humanly possible, even though I think that that's good too. I mean start the goal. So if you have a goal to go to Paris, that does not mean that you have to go to Paris next week, but it might be that you're like, okay, how much do I have to save up for Paris? Let me look at hotels, let me look at flights, and let me actually be honest with myself and think about how long it might take me to save up that money and get time off work or something like that, you know? So you might not still go to Paris for 2 years, but you can start now. You can start saving up the money and thinking of where you wanna go now, you know? Because I think sometimes it's so easy to have a goal and to think about it and to think, oh, that would be nice to do, but we never really start it. And so I think starting is really important. And so I'm not someone who likes to procrastinate. Sometimes I do, of course, I'm a human, but I don't like to do that. And so if I'm like, I know I need to change my diet, I don't love the idea of thinking, but I'll do it next week. I don't love that. The main reason I'm doing it now is just my personal decision on how I wanna handle this. I just wanna have a couple last meals with potatoes and finish up like the chicken nuggets that I have that have spices, and finish up this bag of cereal because I love this. And so I just, for me, made the personal choice to have a few more last meals of these foods and then cut them out. But I also just understand that that train of thought can sometimes become a little, I'm not gonna say dangerous, but a little like unhealthy, because sometimes we can put it off. And I've definitely done that in the past. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll start next week. And then next week arrives and I'm like, oh, maybe next week instead, you know? Like it's so easy to do that. And so I think that one of the ways to kind of lessen that happening is actually just starting, you know? And so I hope that makes sense, because I know that there are gonna be a lot of channels on here. There's gonna be a lot of people in your life. There's gonna be a lot of just humans who exist who are very relaxed about things and very, oh, whatever you're doing is totally fine, you know? And as much as I love everyone and want to give people grace, I really also just like the idea of having standards for myself and having accountability for myself. And so yes, there are some times that I know I need to give myself grace, but there are also some times where it's like, just go do it. You know, don't procrastinate, don't put it off, don't give yourself excuses, just actually start doing it. And I really think that we all do that at some point in our lives. And we might even do really small things without even thinking about it, right? You know, we might be like, oh, I need to vacuum, but I'll do it in an hour. And then an hour comes, you're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. When sometimes if you just vacuum now and get it over with, then it's just done and then it's easier, you know? Anyway, that would be better of a little rant to put on my mindset channel. If you did not watch my last video, then you might not know that I actually started a second YouTube channel called Underthinking, where it's all gonna be mindset, psychology, mental health related videos. And so something like that where I'm talking about productivity or procrastination or goals, I'm really gonna talk about most of that stuff on my Underthinking channel from now on. And so if you like any of that kind of talk, or if any like really deep thinking, curiosity kind of stuff interests you, I really hope that you go follow me on my Underthinking channel. I'll have the link in my description. I'm still gonna be doing videos on here 2 to 3 times a week, but I'm gonna be doing all my mindset related videos on that channel. So I know I just talked about it a little bit over here, but if you wanna hear more about those kind of topics, go over there. Anyway, I'm gonna make some bacon, heat up that ground beef, and make some French fries. And I need to show you what I dip these French fries in, and it is so good. But as of next week, I'm not gonna be able to eat it anymore, but that's okay. It's okay, I'm making health changes, you know? I don't need to get sad about it. It's a little sad, honestly. Sometimes a little frustrating, but I don't need to focus on that. I need to focus on what's good and right, not my feelings of, oh, you know, You know what I mean? Anyway, all right. I'm a little hyper. I'm a little hyper. All right, wash this potato. All right, I know you can't see this, but just trust me, I'm just cutting it into French fry shapes. Okay, I'm preheating the air fryer. I used to not do that, but now I do. Does it make a difference? I don't know. I really don't know if it does at all, because I think the instructions will always say to preheat it, but I've never done that in the past and it was always totally fine. I don't know. Anyway, one thing that I generally do when I'm making French fries is I will cut up the potatoes. This is a French fry. And I will soak them in a little bit of water. I think you're supposed to do that for like a while, for like 20 minutes or something. I think it helps like get some of the starch out so that they're crispier, I think. But usually when I'm cooking, I don't want to leave potatoes in water for 20 minutes, so I'll just do it for a couple minutes. So I'm gonna do that. And I rarely eat the skin on things, cucumbers, potatoes, whatever. But when I'm making French fries, I like to leave the skin on sometimes. I don't know. But anyway, so the reason that I'm cutting out potatoes is because they are a nightshade, just like eggplants and tomatoes and a couple other things, peppers. And nightshades can, for some people, or maybe lots of people, I don't know, but they can cause inflammation. And I have a lot of inflammation in my body with my esophagus disorder, with my tendinitis that I have in my hand. Like chopping a potato is like the most that I can do with my tendinitis. If I have to chop anything more than that, my hand will really start to hurt. So I just have some inflammation in my body, and so I want to try to cut out potatoes. I'm also cutting out any type of spicy food because that could really help my esophagus. And I'm gonna cut out grains, I'm cutting out seed oils, cutting out a bunch of that stuff, again, for inflammation and for digestive issues. And so I'm gonna try that really strict diet for probably, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks, like that really strict, and I'll see how I feel. If I feel no difference at all, then there's probably something else going on, right? But if I start to feel a difference after a few weeks or a month or so, then I will just kind of decide then if it's worth, okay, let me see what happens now if I eat a potato. Or if I feel so much better that I'm like, you know what? I'm okay sticking with this strict diet forever. It'll just, you know, I'm just gonna kind of see what I'm thinking when it happens, and I'll go from there. Okay, so got all my little French fries, or almost French fries, and I'm just gonna put them in some water for a little bit, cook the bacon, and then eat. I'm very chatty right now. Hey guys, so I just let the fries soak for a little bit. Now I'm gonna dry them off really well, and then just pop them in the air fryer. I'm not even gonna use oil or anything. Obviously you can, I'm just not going to. One thing that I wanted to mention again, which would be better for my other channel, but I'm gonna talk about it on here. And then I'll probably talk about it on there too in depth more, but just to mention it on here, and then if you want to hear me talk about it more, please go to my other channel. But basically, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, and it's kind of similar to what I was talking about before. Like if you have a goal, start it now. You know, I think that if you have a goal that just so happens to fall on January 1st, then that's totally fine. But I think if you have a goal, if you have something that you want to change about yourself, if you have something that you want to work on, if you have something that you want to do with your life, and it's September, and you're like, yeah, that'll be my New Year's resolution for next year. Like, why are you putting it off? You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of like, if you know that you want to do something and it's September, then figure out a way to do it as soon as possible. Again, some things do take a long time. Some things we have to work on or be patient with. I'm putting a little bit of salt on here. Some things, you know, will just actually take a long time to accomplish, but we can always start now. And so it's kind of, you know, like the very common one is I'm going to start going to the gym January 1st. Well, why don't you just go when you start thinking about it? You know, what if it's February, or what if it's December 12th and you're like, I'm going to go to the gym. I really want to start exercising. Why do we wait until New Year's? You know what I mean? I think the only way that having a goal for New Year's makes the most sense to me, and please let me know in the comments if you disagree. I would love to talk to you guys about this. But the only way that it makes sense to me is if you're thinking about it on December 31st at 8 p.m. and you're like, you know what? I'm going to stop eating potatoes. And then so you just start not eating potatoes anymore. And so I just think that having that specific date tied to it, not only do a lot of people not think of a New Year's resolution as a goal, they think of it as a resolution that they're probably not gonna hold on to anyway. Like it's such a loose term. But also, why are we postponing it when it sometimes, usually, is possible to start it sooner than that? So I'm gonna go way more in depth on my other channel. But now, I'm going to put these potatoes in the little air fryer basket thing. You can't see any of that. I'm just putting potatoes in here. But again, so with that logic, I could say that I'm even kind of going against that because I said that I'll start next week, which actually weirdly enough does happen to be like the first week of January, but that's more coincidentally. It's not January 1st, I'm going to start my new diet. It's just, I'm going to start it in a couple days so that I can eat the food that I have here so I'm not wasting it. And it just so happens to be the first week of January. I don't know. I want to know your thoughts on that stuff though. All right. I'm going to wait till those are like halfway done and then make the bacon. And then heat this up. What kind of meal is this? I don't know what I'm gonna add to it. But while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna show you the one or two things that I'm gonna ask my roommate if he will eat, but if he won't, that I'm gonna throw out because I know that I cannot eat them anymore. Number one, this one bums me out, is mustard. I love spicy mustard so much, but I have been able to notice that after I eat this, I get like a runny nose, I start to cough, and sometimes I even get like brain fog and like get tired. So I do think that I have some sort of allergy to mustard. I've been eating it for years, but I kind of just have started to notice when I became kind of more in tune to my body and like what am I eating and how am I feeling afterwards, I do think that I have a reaction to mustard. Another thing is like spicy foods, which I love. And so no more Cholula. I love it, but no more. I think my roommate will eat this. And the same with this sriracha, no more sriracha. And then this is not spicy, but it does have peppers in it. So this sweet red chili sauce that I love. And this is actually what I dip my French fries in, and it is so good. Any sort of like veganese or like my fake butter, I'm not gonna have these anymore either because I'm getting rid of seed oils. This has safflower oil in it. This one has canola and safflower and flax oils and palm oil, and a lot of those for the type of diet that I'm going on where I'm cutting out all seed oils, these are not great. So I'm gonna be getting rid of these as well. These probably I'll throw out. And then the last thing that I wanna show you is no more of my fake cheese. No more of this. So again, I'll probably eat this last slice today. I'll probably mix it in with the beef, but then I'm just not gonna buy any more after this. So my diet is gonna be pretty strict, but hopefully it helps. My camera ran out of space, so I have to deal with that later, but you're on my phone right now. I just wanted to show you a couple more things that I'm going to have to stop buying. I'm gonna have to stop buying this coconut milk that I really use for my smoothies and for the cereal, but I'm gonna have to stop eating cereal anyway. But I am just going to start using water and actual coconut cream for my smoothies. This has guar gum or something in it, so I can't have that. I can't have the spring mix. I cannot have any more hummus. Again, at least for a little while, I'll see. And then any of these gluten-free bread products, white bread, this bagel, I can't have those either. The sizzling is the bacon, by the way, and the other noise is the air fryer. It's getting loud in here, but I'm gonna have to cut all those out. And then yeah, a couple of these sauces and stuff, I'm not gonna be able to have that anymore. Okay, I got my bacon, and then that is ground beef. I ended up putting salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder in there, and like a slice of that fake provolone, and some onions and some serrano peppers. I have to cut out onions too, and I'm really upset because I love onions, but again, if it helps my health, then it's okay. And then these are just the potatoes with some salt that I'm gonna dip in this sweet red chili sauce. The other, like, I think it's like the Blue Dragon brand or something like that, is better than this one. I love that one, but I couldn't find it, so I just got this one. Anyway, this is my dinner. One of the last times that I'm eating all these foods. Hey guys, it is the next day. I'm pretty sure that I wore this shirt yesterday, and then I slept in it, and then I've worn it all day today. So, just letting you know. Also, there is a dog somewhere outside who's barking, just in case you hear that. Anyway, next day, it is Saturday night. It is New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's. I'm actually posting this on New Year's Day, so happy New Year's. So you guys might know that I don't really celebrate holidays very much, and so tonight I'm just kind of treating it like any other night, and so I will be working. I'm gonna be writing a bunch tonight, but it is 6:21, and I wanna make some dinner, and just wanted to show you again what I'm gonna be making and just some of my last meals before I drastically change my diet again. And just to be clear, because I'm not entirely sure if I explained it clearly enough yesterday, there are some foods like mustard that I can really notice do affect me. And so the foods like that, I'm not gonna be eating anymore because I can actively see that they're affecting me. But some other foods like the mayonnaise, the butter, the coconut milk, a couple of the other sauces and lettuce and stuff like that, I haven't really noticed if they affect me or not, but it will be easier to notice once I cut them out. And so I hope that kind of makes sense. So like, it's kind of like a twofold thing. Like I'm cutting out some of the foods that I can tell are affecting me, whether it's affecting my esophagus, my inflammation, or my digestive issues. And then another group of foods from just doing some research online and kind of deciding what kind of diet I want to be on. I'm gonna cut those out to see if they help with the symptoms that I have. Does that make sense? Anyway, all right, tonight, I think I'm gonna make some more French fries and potentially have them in that chili sauce because I ate that chili sauce yesterday and didn't feel like an immediate reaction or like anything noticeable. So I don't know, who knows? Again, all experimenting. I might a month from now be like, nope, I added these foods back. You know, it's just a lot of like experimenting with my diet. Anyway, I think I'm gonna make some more French fries and I think I'm going to have the rest of the chicken nuggets that I have. So let me show you, hold on. So in terms of gluten-free, soy-free, egg-free chicken nuggets, these are some of my favorite, the Applegate gluten-free chicken nuggets. I love these. How many do I have left? Enough? Yeah, I have 6 left, and that's generally how many I would eat-ish, depending how hungry I am. And the other chicken nuggets that I love, I don't know the brand, but there are gluten-free dinosaur chicken nuggets that I found at Whole Foods that are delicious. They have a little bit more flavor than these do. These are a little bit blander. The dinosaur ones that I found at Whole Foods are like a little bit spicier. They're not spicy, but like they just have a little bit more spice than these, but these are still really, really good. These honestly taste really good without any sauce or anything on them. So I'm going to make these in the air fryer, and I'm probably just gonna chop up one more potato that I have over here. And then I do have these protein shakes. So here, okay, here's what's really gonna happen that I just decided right this second. So this protein I am going to end up cutting out because there's cane sugar in here and I am gonna end up cutting out cane sugar. However, I have 3 of these and I love these. So I will eventually cut these out, but this is gonna be like the one thing with that coconut milk that I'm not cutting out next week. But everything else that I mentioned, all the spices, the onions, all those sauces, most of the other vegetables and grains and the seed oils and all that kind of stuff, I will be cutting out. This is gonna be like the one thing that I'm gonna leave in my diet for the next couple weeks. Okay, cool. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Do these fries need another minute? Oh yeah. Oh, the fries aren't done. No, they're not done. A couple of these fries were cut a little smaller, so those were done. Anyway, I'm gonna dip them in here for like the last time probably, and then have 80 pickles. I'm just kidding, I'm gonna have 1. These are pretty big. I mean, they're not huge, but like generally a pickle like this, I'll eat 1, maybe. Also, since even the footage last night, I changed some of the settings on my camera again, so let me know. Okay, I'm gonna finish eating and then I'll record something either later or maybe a little bit tomorrow. But yeah, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, it is the next day and I'm making lunch. This is basically just like a last few meals I'm eating before I change my diet video. I think this is crooked. Is it? Anyway, I'm making lunch. I just turned the stove on. I'm gonna make some chicken with like some salad-y stuff on the side. I have olives, I have a cucumber, I have some onions, probably the last time I'm gonna have a red onion. I have some hummus, and I have spring mix that, yeah, that's still good. Spring mix and some pickles. So a little, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a salad with chicken on it or like a little salad on the side, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm gonna make this, and I have some chips for the hummus as well. Okay, let me put the chicken on here. Put some olive oil so I can get like a little, like, not crust, but like a little sear on it. So like the outside is like a little crispy. And I just have this slow grown, I do not know what that means. I have no clue what slow grown means, but just boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'm just gonna put salt and maybe a little pepper on here. All right, so that's gonna be sizzling away. So I'm gonna just shut the camera off now because I'm sure that's pretty loud, and I'll just show you what my plate looks like when it's done. All right, so I have some cucumbers, onions, olives, a pickle, some hummus, and some of that chicken. I don't think I'm gonna have any of the lettuce, so I'm just gonna kind of have this as like a plate, and yeah. Oh, and I put salt and pepper on the cucumbers and onions. Polar line, you guessed it. Another thing that I decided to do for my esophagus and for my digestive issues, and honestly just for my health overall, was to cut out alcohol. And so the last time I had an alcoholic drink was 8 weeks ago, actually. It's been almost 2 months. So I think in one of my videos from like a month or so ago, you saw me have a glass of champagne in New York City. And after that, I think I only drank for another week or so, and then I cut it out. But that video, like, you saw it after I was there, you know what I mean? So like time-wise, that might seem weird, but I've actually been off of alcohol for almost 2 months, and it has helped my digestion and my esophagus and stuff like that. So I made that change as well, and now I'm gonna be cutting out some of these foods. So here's the thing. When I'm on this new diet, that again, who knows how long it's gonna be for, I just have to see how it makes me feel. It's kind of like an experiment. I'm still gonna be able to have chicken, but with just salt. I'll still be able to have cucumbers with, again, just salt. And I will be able to still have olives and some pickles. So really on this plate, the only things I'm gonna have to cut out are the onions, the hummus, and the tortilla chips. Cutting out chips and grains and potatoes is gonna be probably the hardest part for me, I think. Especially, I mean, obviously, like, I'll get used to it. My body will get used to just having carbs from fruit, but I definitely will miss like chips and like those kind of snacky, crunchy foods. But okay, we'll see how it goes. It is New Year's Day. Happy New Year's. I think I talked about this a little earlier, that I'm not really a big fan of New Year's resolutions, mostly just because I'm a really big fan of goals. And I think saying, oh, on January 1st, then I will start going to the gym or whatever. I think a lot of times when people say that, they don't have as much like weight as a proper goal that just starts when you know it's right to start, which might be January 1st, but it also might be like September 17th, you know? But one thing that I was talking to someone about today was how she agreed. She's like, oh yeah, if I have a goal, I will start it whenever I can, right? But she said that she likes to take the new year to like reflect on her life and refocus and stuff like that, which I do think is really good. But here's the thing, even for me, I think that it's good to reflect and refocus whenever you think about it. And that could be something like I decide once a year that I'm going to reflect and refocus. Why do I feel like I'm out of breath right now? Have I been running around while I was cooking? But she was saying that she likes to reflect and refocus on New Year's. And so that's a really cool thing, I think, to do, because again, I like to do that all the time, but I do think it could be cool to have like a specific time of the year that you do that, whether it's once a year on New Year's or on your birthday, or whether it's quarterly, you know, so like every few months you do it. Or me, I just kind of do it every few months, but I don't have an exact date. But I do kind of like what she was saying, that she's like, I don't make specific goals to have them just for New Year's just because it's an arbitrary day. She's like, but I do take that time to kind of like refocus and think about the year, think about what I did, reflect on my life, reflect on my goals or my accomplishments or what I've been doing or how I'm working on myself. And I think that's a good idea. But again, I also think that that can be whenever, but if you choose to do it on New Year's, that's cool. Anyway, if you guys do believe in New Year's resolutions, let me know what kind of goals you have or what you want to change in your life or add to your life. Let me know. And again, I just hope that you see them as actual goals, you know, so like you really put work into it and focus into it. But starting a goal on January 1st is not in and of itself a bad thing. I just think that starting it on January 1st because it's New Year's and joining in with New Year's resolutions just because everyone else is doing it might make it a little bit less likely for someone to stick with the goal. But if you actually have a goal, that's really awesome. I just hope that it's something that you focus on and really work on, you know? I'm gonna go finish this. I'm actually posting this video tonight. I do think that, okay, so I'm gonna talk about this for a second. I think that these Sunday vlogs that for the past month were Vlogmas, right? It was kind of like every Sunday leading up to the day that people celebrate Christmas, which I really don't, but we talked about that last time. But just every single Sunday in December, I was doing vlogs. And I asked you guys, and a bunch of you like these vlogs. And so I was thinking of continuing them every Sunday, just having vlogs of my week, or the weekend, or just even a day that I want to vlog or whatever, and posting them on Sunday. But I think I'm gonna post them Sunday nights. So maybe like 7 or 8 Eastern time, I will post these Sunday vlogs. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. And they might not be every Sunday, but they'll probably be most Sundays, I would say. But I'm gonna still be doing Tuesday, Friday over here. And then on my Underthinking channel, I'm gonna be doing Monday and Thursday. So there'll still be a lot of videos if you would like to see me. You can see me like 5 days a week at this point. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna edit this video. And then literally like next Sunday's vlog, I will talk to you guys about like my updated diet, because again, besides the protein powder and the coconut milk, because these I'm gonna have for another few weeks, besides that, everything else that I talked about, the spicy food, the vegetables, the grains, the potatoes, all that kind of stuff, I'm cutting out in like 2 days. I think on like Tuesday or Wednesday. And so I will give you guys a little update next Sunday on how that diet is going. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little vlog of just some of the meals that I've been eating, some of my last meals before I have to cut out a lot more of these foods. But again, if they help my health, then I'm totally fine with them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're subscribed. And if you want more mindset videos, I hope that you go subscribe to my Underthinking channel as well. I'll have that link in my description. I don't know why I'm out of breath. I really don't know why I'm still out of breath. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.